Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now.
Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. Game 7s are abundant on Saturday, and the first one to tip off a little bit late in the afternoon is the Indiana Pacers playing host to the Atlanta Hawks. Game 7 of the 1-8 matchup in the Eastern Conference, where the Pacers come in as a 6-point home favorite, but no total odds out just yet from the offshore books. A couple of books out in Vegas like LVH Sportsbook have the total odds sitting at around 186 points. Probably going to end up, once the odds settle, probably going to end up around that number. However, no total odds yet, just in the offshore books. However, my play on this game revolves around the spread, which I think has a lot more value than a total of 185 to 186 points, wherever this one may lie. And I think the Hawks, as much trouble they've given the Pacers here so far this series, I think they have an excellent chance at covering +6. Indiana, I don't think, is magically going to get things together overnight after Game 6. Despite playing well, they only beat the Hawks by 7 points, and really Jeff Teague was the only Hawk to have a good game in that game, and yet the Pacers still did not win by double figures, even though they were on the road. Still a little bit concerning here, and I think of all the Game 7s on Saturday, Indiana is definitely the home team that has the best chance of losing, I think, outright, and definitely the best chance of losing against the spread. Atlanta, even though they're 3-3 straight up and against the spread in this series, they're 10-4 against the spread in their last 14 games. And Indiana at home has been far from a safe bet this season. They are only 1-2 against the spread at home in this series, and 3-11 against the spread in their last 14 home games. So I think Teague will come in, be still a pretty bad mismatch for the Atlanta Hawks, even if they do shut down Paul Millsap again like they did in Game 6. But I think the biggest problem for these Pacers has been their ongoing problem pretty much since the second half of the season started, and definitely through these playoffs, is that Lance Stephenson and Paul George playing absolutely too much isolation basketball and not getting their shots within the flow of the offense. It's really been one of the reasons I think Hibbert's disappeared, other than the fact that he has disappeared himself. David West had a good game in Game 6, obviously, but I don't know if he can sustain that into a Game 7, and definitely I don't know if he can sustain it throughout the entire playoffs, knowing that the Pacers have a title run in mind. And I think the feud between Stephenson and George, really demanding the basketball on every other possession of either of them, is really leaving out the other parts of that offense, and really the Pacers are at their best when they're playing for one another and not for themselves. They've just been playing absolutely selfish basketball through the last couple of months of the season. I think it may cost them big time after tonight, but I am going to go with the Hawks +6 here in your NBA picks. Best of luck to you in this Game 7 and all the other Game 7s tonight. Make sure you check out my plays on those, but until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.